Okay, so here's my New York City shirt that I got yesterday. Isn't it cool? It really looks like it's graffiti, like right on the shirt, which I love. And I do have pants on. I was wearing the shirt earlier though. It's honestly so sweaty though that like I don't even really want to have it on right now, but it's really comfy. So I'm gonna wear it anyway. Ooh, that might be a good. I'm trying to look for like a good place to set the camera down because I want to like rant for a little bit. I'm gonna compile this into a vlog as soon as I'm done with this clip. Maybe not tonight, but like I'm done with this vlog footage for this one. It might even end up being two. Because there is so much. Oh, this might work. Maybe not. I really just need a tripod. Now I feel like this might be too high up. I need like a middle ground. I'm gonna have to cut like all of this out. Maybe I'll just hold the camera. Back to my story. Oh my god, and she messaged me again. This lady is like honestly crazy. Like insane. I am not I don't tend to really engage with people on an aggressive level because I just think it's counterproductive and always just makes me feel like there's a pit in my stomach, and now I know I'm going to feel like that for the rest of the day, and I'm like, great. So I'm planning to meditate and stuff after this so I can kind of clear my head, but it's just annoying that this is even going on. Like I said, I can't even remember the last time I had an altercation like this, and I didn't think this would happen because, okay, so here's what happened. I left a review for them. It was a positive review. It wasn't even a bad review. And in terms of the star, because you can write and then you can give star ratings as well. And so I gave like great star ratings, minus like communication. That was like the one thing I gave them like a 3-star on. And I think I did 4 on the amenities, but 4 out of 5 still isn't bad. So, but I just explained in my review, and I even said, like, the property is exactly how it looks, it's in a safe area, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, the one negative thing was that on their profile, they indicate that they cater to the guest level of comfort with socializing. And the first day, I basically indicated my level of comfort to Raphael, who's the husband. It's a husband and wife. And, he kind of met me with a statement that it wasn't outright like, oh, we don't want to talk to you. But it was like, we're not really into socializing. Like, because basically what he said was like, oh, well, we're hardly ever home. And like literally verbatim, that's what he said to me. And it's kind of like, if you ask someone out on a date and they're like, well, I'm really busy with work. Like, it's something like, yeah, they could be busy with work, but even if they're not, it basically means they're not into you. You know what I mean? So kind of like that, where it's like it's like a subtle way of saying like thanks but no thanks. So I was like, all right, and I kind of felt awkward, and I was like, all right, I'm not gonna like push it because I just don't want things to be weird. So I'm just gonna go about my business and just not socialize, I guess, because I don't want to like be throwing myself at someone and they not be into it, because it would just make the whole experience even more weird, which maybe it actually wouldn't have in this case, but I feel like in most cases it would. So anyway, and so I basically just said, and I was just honest. I said, that I indicated I was into socializing, and then Raphael, like word for word, you won't be able to find them even when I say like Raphael, said like, that they were hardly ever home, and I found that was not the case through staying there, and that is true. And that's what I said. So it was the truth, and that's what happened. So, because they weren't hardly ever home, that definitely wasn't true. So therefore I knew it was an indication that they didn't want to really hang out, which was disappointing and whatever. But, I was just honest. I didn't say it in like a shady way. And then I felt like she read the review and then wanted to say something negative back to me, if that makes sense. Like tit for tat. Like she's definitely, now I know, like she's definitely a tit for tat kind of person. And so she said back, like, on my public, because you can give guest reviews, and so on the public, I think I might have explained this last night, but I'll probably take out last night's because I was just like so tired last night. So you can leave a public review for guests, you know, same things for hosts, make sure they're not like crazy tins. And she left a positive review, and then you can leave a private review. I just didn't even bother doing a private because I'm like, anything I have to say, I feel like in this case I can say publicly. And so she said something like I left hair on the floor of the bathroom every day. I might want to be like cognizant of that. And I was just like, it was the weirdest comment I think I've ever heard, because it's like, that's what you're complaining about? The fact that I left like a couple of hairs around? It wasn't like I gave a haircut to myself in the bathroom. So I knew it wasn't like anything significant. And it's just like, it's not really a big deal. So I just felt like she was trying to be nitpicky and like find something to like say that was negative to me. And I'm just like, it was just like really strange. And I also was like, I wonder why she didn't like just send me a text or something while I was there saying like, hey, would you mind like watching, like I've seen like a few stray hairs in the bathroom, like would you mind just like being like more cognizant of it, like while I was there, you know, even if you wouldn't want to say it to my face, you could just send me a text message. So I didn't understand, if you're somewhere for 9 days, why she wouldn't just communicate that to me instead of saying it now. But I know the whole reason is because I said something she perceived as negative, so she wanted to say something back, except that, you know, she didn't really have anything negative to say because I didn't do anything negative. So I kind of wanted to respond and just say that, like, you know, I would have been more careful had she been communicative to me. But I was like, you know what? I'm just going to let it go because it's over. I'm, you know, not staying there now. It's just going to, like, we don't need to, like, spread negativity. You know what I mean? It's like, it is what it is. And that's it. So I just didn't respond. And I almost feel like she wanted me to respond now. You know, this was like, what day was this? This was like yesterday morning, mind you. Like yesterday, because I left their house at like 10 a.m. And, you know, so I was like, all right, done. You know, wasn't even thinking about it. And then today I get a message at like 4 in the afternoon. So like a whole day and a half later from her, like, basic, like, for what reason, again, like, messaging a day and a half do you have? And she was like, do you normally leave a mountain of half-eaten food and trash in homes? Please don't ever book with us again. Thanks. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, and this is where, like, now she's just trying to, like, start a flame war. Like, you know, it's like, I didn't respond to your other comments, so, like, why are you even, like, saying this? And first of all, okay, so basically, you know, I was somewhere for 9 days, and so you do tend to accumulate trash. That does happen. But everything that I had that was trash was in bags. They were in, like, grocery bags. It was all, like, contained, if that makes sense. It wasn't, like, trash. It was just, like, everywhere and just, like, unorganized. Like, you could just pick the bags up and put them in, like, the trash can. It was, like, it wasn't, like, unorganized. It wasn't, like, a mountain. It was just, like, bags on top of each other, if that makes sense, because everything I contained. There was a trash can in the room, and I put them, like, because the trash can ended up getting full, so I just, you know, like, kept, like, stacking on top of the trash can, because I was like, that's what you do, right? I mean, like, they had never said there was, like, another trash can, like, for use or whatever, and I never saw, like, a trash outside or some things. I don't know. It just didn't really seem like a big deal. It's like, you could just take the bags. Like I said, they're all in bags. So you just take the bags, put them in the trash, and then, like, it's over. Because it wasn't, like, all crazy. So, I was just like, oh, my God. Like, who cares? It's like, if she just discovered, and it's like a day and a half later, it's like either A, she didn't clean the room for a day and a half, which is kind of weird to me, like, not look where somebody stayed for a day and a half. Or 2, she just wanted to, like, stir it up, which is, I'm thinking she wanted to just stir it up, right? Because, like, why else would you message me like this? And I kind of almost wish I just didn't respond, but she was, like, pissing me off, and I just am like, leave me alone. Like, I don't want to talk to you. I just said that you're just being rude now, and like I said, I contained all the trash in bags and put it where the garbage can in the room is. And I said, when you're staying somewhere for 9 days, you do tend to accumulate trash. It's true. And I said, maybe you should consider specifying those things to guests if you're going to go out of your way to message me about this long after I've left. If you thought I was going to want to stay with you again anyway, you were sadly mistaken. Because that's the thing, I felt like she was saying, like, oh, well, you know, because she was like, please don't ever book with us again. Like, bitch, I was not planning to book with you again in the first place. So, I'm sure you knew that based on, like, you know, not, like I said, the review wasn't negative, but it was definitely not, like, it wasn't, like, roses and flowers. You know what I mean? So, it's like, you probably already know that. So, like, trying to act like you have the upper hand, it's like, you really don't, because I'm the customer and I'm saying I wouldn't want to stay with you. So, and then I'm not even going to read this message because I feel like this is just going to make me upset. She literally sent me like 3 paragraphs. I don't even know, just like whatever dumb shit. It's just a bunch of like, I know, you know how you know what those kind of messages are, like not even reading them. It's just a bunch of negative stuff. And I almost kind of feel bad for her because in this situation, you know that, like, this is not what she's really mad about. A couple of trash bags. It's obviously, like, she's got some bigger issues in her life. You know what I mean? And so it's, like, it's just kind of sad, really, when somebody feels like they need to spend, like, hours, like, starting a flame war. You know what I mean? And, like, I just don't want to be a part of that. You know, I don't care. And I was like, I just want her to leave me the hell alone. Like, it's like, did I not make that clear by, like, not responding to you? And I said, I even said, I was like, I didn't even read this message, but the investment and resentment you have is creepy. If you call somebody creepy, it's kind of hard for them to go back from that. That's something I've learned. It's kind of hard to get back from that or to go back if somebody calls you creepy. And then I said, please stop contacting me. Any further contact will be considered harassment. I think it's kind of smart, though, especially in this kind of situation where, and this is all on Airbnb's website. So it's all, you know, in the record books. So, and the reason I said this is because if she does contact me again, I would contact Airbnb and be like, yo, this girl right here is, you know, being, like, out of control and harassing me when I told her, don't contact me anymore. So, you know, I wanted to just say that to shut her up, and it did work. Obviously, no, unless you're not gonna, like, say something back unless you're, like, just really wanting to, like, get yourself in trouble. So, she didn't respond, thank God. It's just, like, I'm just, like, it's just upsetting, though, you know, like, it's upsetting to, like, deal with something like that, and then also dealing with my other Airbnb that was just in a crappy neighborhood. It's like, this has just been a weird, like, day for Airbnb, except the Airbnb I was just at yesterday. That was a great experience because that was a condo, you know, and you'll see it in the footage. I loved it. I loved staying there. I thought my host was great. We didn't, like, see each other, but we texted a little bit. So I had a great experience there. And it's funny because Airbnb, like, now that I've done it a little bit, like, I can definitely say that some of the places you think are going to be great don't end up being great, and then some of the places you think are going to be awful end up being great. You know what I mean? Because I've had great experiences, I've had okay experiences, I've had bad experiences, you know what I mean? So kind of all over the board. So it's just really interesting how that, like, turns out. And I think on my next podcast, I'm actually going to talk about, like, staying on Airbnb and just sort of the ins and outs, like what to expect, because you definitely have to do it a few times before you kind of get savvy at it, for sure. So I'm going to end this video and meditate and work out and do stuff for me to stay in a positive frame of mind, because really, I don't want to be like Ruby, you know, I want to be a better person than that. And I think it also demonstrated to me the fact that, like, I don't want to engage in that kind of behavior. I think is a really positive thing, you know, so I just think it demonstrates some, like, good personal growth and whatnot. So thanks, guys, for watching. I'm going to compile all this. This might end up being 2 vlogs because there's a lot of footage from the last, like, 3 or 4 days. So, yeah, kisses.